Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm coming to you live from Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts. Here to bring you today's high school JV girls soccer contest between the hosting Newton South High Lions and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Looks like the internet connection here is quite bad. Live stream's not looking so hot, but I am recording this as well as streaming it, so I'll be able to post a recorded version of it later. Looks like Brookline is going to get the opening possession here in the first half. And I believe that is number 10, Birdie Hawkins, at midfield, getting ready to get us underway. Hawkins passes it back, and we are underway. Send it all the way back to the center back. Swing it across, stolen for a second by the Lions, and then finally booted out of bounds by the center back, number 25, Babette Hall. Almost turned to an early disaster for Brookline. Throw in for Newton South. Off ahead. Hall tries to kick it away, but it's knocked right back into the box. Hall trying to box out, but it's wrestled away by the Lions. Shot is saved by Cora Tracy, and the rebound is deflected away. Newton South applying some early pressure, but Brookline with a valiant defensive effort there. A great save by Cora Tracy. And the defenders had her back to make that attempt as difficult as possible. This one deflects in the air. Pass to the outside. Newton South still staying on the attack. Now it's booted out by Hall, but South staying with it. Long kick is kicked away, and now kicked up and taken by the Lions. Battle for it at midfield. Brookline applying some pressure now. Brookline starting to move it. Birdie Hawkins sends a pass upfield. Now a long pass leading, a race to the ball, and it's finally knocked out of bounds. The players got all tangled up there. Applying pressure on that one was number 3, Jada Kimbrough. And they call that one a goal kick. So they say Kimbrough touched that one last as she got tangled up with Newton South's number 4. Unfortunately, I do not have a roster for Newton South here today, but I'll at least be able to call out their numbers. Hall kicks that one up to Hawkins. Hawkins, her pass deflected and stolen away. Goes back to Hall once again. Hall kicks it up to Kimbrough. This one deflects back and forth, now taken by the Lions. They call a foul on Brookline, so now this will be a free kick for Newton South. Long kick deflects off ahead. Number 7 kicks a leading pass for the Lions, but it's scooped up by Tracy. Tracy punts it. Deflects off a knee. Lions back on the attack again, trying to get that pass to the outside. Battling for it, and it's kicked out of bounds by Brookline's number 17, Greta Radke. Throw in for Newton South. Ball's kicked away, but chased down once again by the Lions. They keep up that pressure. Kick goes into the box, but the defenders box out and force the goal kick. Kick coming from Hall. Booted back by the Lions. Sent up the near side. Number 14 dribbling with it. And her kick goes wide. Defensive pressure applied by number 28, Eva Berkson. Another goal kick will be coming from Hall. And it manages to get through all the way up to Hawkins. Tapped for Kimbrough, kicked ahead, and now being deflected back and forth, and the Lions come up with it. Number 14 sends it up the near sideline. Hall trying to clear it, and now some physicality there, and they call the foul on Hall. Newton South continuing to put the pressure on. Number 21 lining up to take the free kick for the Lions. Launches it towards the box. Bouncing along. It bounces past everybody. And again, just boxes out. Looks like the Wi-Fi actually might have settled down a bit. A guy can hope. Hall boots this one upfield. And scrum for the ball. Knocked into open space, and Brookline takes control of it. Dribbling with it, number 12, Nye Ozzy. Couple passes back to Ozzy. Goes up to Hawkins. Hawkins lost track of it on a weird bounce. And again, the physicality, the pushing back and forth, and they call a foul on Brookline. Free kick again from 21. Deflects back to Hawkins. Hawkins passes. Now lifted by Azzy into open space, but taken back by the Lions. Long kick now. Hall downs it. Scrum for the ball, though, and it's taken back by the Lions. They send it up that far side again, but again, too far and out of bounds. Hall lining up for yet another goal kick. This one goes up to Kimbrough, and it's knocked back. Pass across, that one is taken away from Berkson. Now Hall deflects that kick, sends it to the outside to number 6, Sophia Louis. Louis passes up to Berkson. Berkson manages to get enough space to get it over to number 16, Ashley Sherwin. Pass to Azzy, sent back to Radke, and then back up to Berkson. And Berkson's kick deflects, but gets up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough dribbling and passing it over to Berkson. Berkson swings it over to the far side. It's deflected away by the Lions. Race to the ball, and Tracy grabs it before anyone else can get there. This punt is kicked away by 14. And finally booted away by, I think, 23. Oh, the defender slipped and fell. Newton South takes the ball. Pass to the outside. They're trying to work their way in. Not a lot of room, though, and the pass is stolen away by Isabel Galea. Long kick up to Hawkins, and again, players falling over each other. And they call the foul on Brookline. This one kicked, and it's kicked right back. Lions take control, pass to the near side, but too far out of bounds. Louis throws it in for Berkson. Berkson back to Louis. Further back to Hall, and Hall boots it out of bounds. Number 4 throwing it in. It deflects to Kimbrough. Knocked away from Kimbrough. Down to 14. 14 tries a centering kick. Knocked away by Hall. And now Berkson swooping in to steal that loose ball away. Her kick is deflected into open space, and it's knocked ahead by Galea, but Newton South does ultimately take it. Popped up in the air. Kicked back by Meredith Christ. Newton South takes a pass to the outside. Kicks it up the far sideline. That ball ricochets like a pinball, ultimately taken by Christ, passed upfield. They get across midfield, but I think that ball might roll out of bounds, and it will. And we've got a group of subs coming in for Newton South. 5 total substitutions taking place at this moment. Throw in. Lions working up the far side. Throw in for Azzy, tapped over to Sherwin. Sent back to Christ. Further back to Hall. Hall pops it in the air. Berkson downs it for a second, knocks it back to Louis. Kicked into open space, and swooping in and taking it for a second was Hawkins. But then it's kicked back by the Lions. No offsides call here. Or there's the offsides call. It was a bit delayed. Good rule of thumb for any of you fans out there struggling to understand offsides in soccer. If the player seems too open to be true, they're probably offsides. Hall boots the free kick. Deflects, and Hawkins trying to come out with it, but too many orange jerseys in there. That kick deflects off of Hawkins' body. Oh, and Hawkins might have a chance here, racing after the ball. Cut off by the Lions defender there, and whoa! Very physical at the end of that play there. I don't know if maybe the Newton South defender just lost track of the ball and so was chasing Hawkins more than the ball. But either way, this is going to be a free kick deep in the Newton South end for the Warriors. This one sails in, off the head of Hawkins, and over the bar. Good kick, good positioning, just didn't deflect right off the head. And now we've got subs checking in for Brookline. Quite a few of them. I will identify them as we go. I saw at least number 5, Larissa Anderson. Kick goes off of Hawkins' head. As now Brookline the one trying to apply pressure. That's going to roll out of bounds and be another goal kick. One of the other players checking in for Brookline right now is number 2, Julia Cherwin. Another goal kick. South trying to get it upfield, and it's going to be out of bounds. Early in this game, you're seeing just how hard it is to get it out of your own end at this level. Anderson throws it in to Berkson. Tapped ahead to Sherwin, and Sherwin's crosser off the mark and out of bounds. So another goal kick coming up for the Lions. This one bouncing along, deflects into open space, taken by the Warriors. That kick is deflected, and they call a foul on Newton South. They were trying to defend Eva Berkson there. And it looks like Berkson is lining up to take this free kick herself instead of Hall. Berkson launches one, and it's caught out of the air by the keeper. Punted towards midfield. Downed by the Lions, but then Hall takes it and passes over to Berkson. Berkson up to Julia Sherwin. Sherwin turns around and passes it back to Anderson, back up to Sherwin, but a little too far, and it's knocked out of bounds, but it's off Newton South, so Brookline gets to keep moving up. I really liked that pass by Babette Hall. When you're a center back, your instinct is always to just take the ball and launch it. But that hasn't been working well for Brookline so far, so going for the pass there was actually a pretty smart choice. Lions steal this one away, working up the near sideline, could not keep it in bounds. The Newton South fans not happy with that one. Throw in goes to Berkson. Berkson keeps with the ball, kicks it upfield, but it's taken back by the Lions. This kick is deflected, but it gets up to 13. Kick goes down to Christ. Upfield it goes to Hawkins. Hawkins taps to the outside, finds a target. That's Azzy. Azzy trying to stay with the ball. And finally, Newton South kicks it out of bounds. Throw in. Kicked back. Azzy sends it further back. And now it's booted high in the air. And a scrum for the ball, won by Julia Sherwin. Pass back to Anderson. Back up to Sherwin. Sherwin gets around one defender, sends a pass through, finds Berkson. Berkson sending a pass, and that one gets deflected and taken away by the Lions. Knocked down by Hall. Now they send a leading kick. And Christ deflects that one away into open space where she can chase it down and kick it upfield. Off the deflection, Azzy has it. Azzy a long kick, skipping past the defender. Hawkins off to the races. Bertie Hawkins deflects it. The keeper deflected it away, and it's booted out of bounds by the Lions. Throw in, goes to Julia Sherwin, tries a crosser, and that's going to bounce into the arms of the keeper. Keeper punts it. Taken by the Lions. Azzy applying defensive pressure, and Azzy draws the foul. Good defensive effort by Nye Azzy to not only prevent the ball advancement, but also draw a penalty. Kick from Hall, over ahead, and the Lions seem to have it, taking it up the near side. Number 13, racing forward, now a centering pass, broken up and taken by Christ. Pass to the near side to Julia Sherwin. Pass goes up to Hawkins. Hawkins manages to chase it down, cannot keep it in bounds. Throw in off the head of Sherwin, but recovered by the Lions. Kicked upfield, booted back by Hall. Deflection. Still scrumming for it. And it's kicked away by the Lions. Lions off to the races here, and Babette Hall manages to kick it away, and it deflects off the Lions player's foot. So this will be Brookline ball. We got subs checking in on both sides. Among those checking in for Brookline, we see number 7, Yuki Turnan, and number 20, Tova Falk. And it'll be Falk throwing this one in. Taken away by the Lions. Pass into open space, kicked away. Gets to Berkson. Berkson can't keep it, though. It's taken back by the Lions. Number 8 trying to work down the far side against Radke. Radke walls her off, but then a centering kick booted away by Hall. And that's going to go out of bounds. Throw in. Knocked down. Lions trying to push it upfield. Centering kick is caught out of the air by Tracy. Tracy punts it. Taken by Hawkins. Hawkins fights through one defender. Now kicks it upfield. It's kicked back. Number 2 has it. Gets a pass over to number 9. Number 9 manages to launch a kick upfield. And Hall lets it roll out of bounds. This will be another goal kick. 19 minutes left here in the first half. We are scoreless. Hall boots it up in the air. Over to Turnan. Taken by 13 now. But her kick is kicked away by Turnan. Gets back to Berkson, now up. And a long kick. Chased down by the Lions. And they're not going to be able to keep it in bounds. Hawkins looking for the throw-in. Throws it in. Finds Ashley Cherwin. Her pass is deflected out of bounds. This will now be a throw-in coming from Falk. Falk throws it in. Cherwin with the ball, trying to fight through, and it's knocked out of bounds again by the Lions. Falk throws it in. Deflects. Now a long kick from Ashley Cherwin, and it one-hops into the arms of the keeper. This one punted. Bouncing along, Christ boots it back. Continues to bounce along, and Turnan controls it. Passes to Cherwin, back to Turnan. Turnan pushes it upfield, but no further. It's booted right back by the Lions. It's going to go all the way back to Hall, who now taps it over to Falk. Falk tries to send it up the line. It's deflected right back. Now Hall kicks it upfield. Lions take it. Kick it back. It deflects several which ways. And Hall lost her footing, and they are going to call the foul. Foul is called on Hall there. So a free kick for Newton South inside the 30-yard line. 21 boots it, and it's juggled by Tracy. Oh, the Lions with a big chance, and Tracy ultimately falls on it. Near disaster for Brookline. But again, the defenders had Tracy's back on that play and just managed to keep Newton South from getting a clean boot on it so that Tracy could ultimately fall on the ball. This one booted by 21. Off the foot of Hall, but right to 13. 13 sending a leader. Number 10 fires a shot, and that one is in. Oh, wait, no, it's waved off. There was an offsides call. The ref did have his hand up, so I was wondering why there wasn't a whistle. That was mildly confusing. Hall with the goal kick, or the free kick, I should say. Hawkins had it for a second and draws a foul. Hall boots this one upfield. Sherwin takes it, and it's stolen away by the Lions. Loose ball picked up by Berkson, passed back, and a big kick takes 13 off her feet, but 2 stays with it. Pass back and a kick up. Deflects off of Christ, taken by the Lions. Number 10 trying to fend off Hall. Hall stays with the defensive pursuit. Now a pass to the near side. Finds number 9, trying to get the edge on Falk. Can't do it, has to pass back to 13. Centering pass, didn't have enough on it. And Sherwin now kicks a long one. This is going far. It's a race to the ball. And it's won by the Lions. Oh, but now it's stolen. This is Hazel Rails. Rails, the centering kick, is walled off. Oh, but it deflects. And finally booted away by the Lions. Good hustle there by Hazel Rails. And it looks like after that play, she's actually going to sub out. Couldn't quite see the number of who came in, but I'm sure I will see it soon. Berkson taps it back. Attempted kick up field off of Radke is deflected out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball. I think the one who subbed back in is number 8, Isabel Galea. Throw in. Deflecting several which ways. Galea trying to find the edge now, and it's knocked out of bounds again by Newton South. Another throw-in coming from Radke. Throw in. Had it for a second, but the Lions booted away. Christ boots it back upfield. And again, the ball pinballs around. And now stolen by Galea. Galea lifts one towards the box, and it's again snagged by the keeper. Radke was crashing the net there, but couldn't get there in time, and this one is punted. Lions trying to work up the far side, but that one is kicked away by Hall. And now sent further upfield. It gets passed back. This kick is lifted upfield. Now deflects back. Turnin passes it back to Falk. Falk tries a pass. It's broken up, but then Berkson kicks it further ahead. And it's booted out of bounds. Falk throws it in. Deflects several which ways. Hawkins recovers it. Hawkins sends a pass back to Turnin, but Turnin cannot keep it in bounds. Just under 12 minutes on the clock here in the first half, and a few subs coming in now for Newton South. Throw in to 14. 14 trying to fight her way up the near side and can't do it, out of bounds. Defensive pressure from Falk. Throw in gets to Berkson. Berkson Lost track of it, and that is going to be Newton South ball. More subs coming in. 3 subs coming in for Newton South, and Brookline's subs cannot come in yet. Okay, yes, they can. Looks like Falk and Hawkins coming off the field. Looks like returning to the field will be number 2, Julia Sherwin. And this will be out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball as the other new arrival, number 13, Yuval Levy, throws it in. Yuval Levy kicks it upfield, and that's knocked out of bounds. Looks like I also missed the return of Jada Kimbrough as she checks back onto the field. Just over 10 minutes left here in the first half. So far, scoreless. Levy throws it in for Turnin, but it bounces off Turnin and out of bounds. Newton South throws it in, kicks it upfield, gets to 7. Another kick upfield. This is going to go past Hall, but there aren't any Lions in the general vicinity, so Hall passes it back to Tracy. Tracy gets a pass out to Hall. Hall now boots it upfield, gets it to Berkson. Berkson's kick walled off and deflected. Christ slices it into the air. Pass to the outside, and it was lost out of bounds. Brookline ball. Another sub coming in for Brookline. Turnin comes off the field. Throw in to Ashley Sherwin, knocked out of bounds by number 14. It is Galea back on the field replacing Turnin. Levy throws it in. Downed by South, but a deflection by Levy ultimately results in another out-of-bounds Brookline ball. Levy throws it in kind of awkwardly to Berkson. Berkson taps it back to Levy. Levy's kick deflects, and the Lions take it. 14 passes, deflected away by Berkson. Now kicked upfield again, finds number 7. But in comes Ashley Sherwin to take that one away. Radke kicks it upfield to Kimbrough. Kimbrough's attempted kick is walled off. And now it's knocked away by number 14, a race to the ball. Scooped up by Tracy. Tracy punts it. And it's taken back by the Lions. Racing up the far side, crosser, walled off, but another chance. Shot is stopped by Tracy. Tracy definitely a player to keep an eye on in future seasons. The varsity girls soccer team for Brookline is graduating all goalkeepers on their current roster at the end of this year. So Tracy could be asked to step up in a big way next year. This ball deflecting back and forth. Popped into the air. Hall kicks it away. Headed down, and again, Hall boots it upfield. Kimbrough manages to recover it. Sends a pass down the far side. It's a race to the ball. And it's taken by Julia Sherwin. Pass attempted for Kimbrough, broken up by the Lions, and now they move on the counter. That kick deflected by Hall, and now kicked by Christ, but right to the middle where number 14 is waiting, sends a through pass. No offsides called, but Christ manages to race back and knock it out of bounds. Throw in. Passed back, booted towards the middle. Galea is there, trying to clear it, but couldn't do it cleanly. The Lions take it back, start to advance, but Hall boots it away again. Radke kicks it up the line and out of bounds. 6 minutes left in the half, and they actually called a foul on Newton South there, so this is going to be a free kick for Brookline. Hall kicks it upfield, deflects, booted up by number 32, Lila Cannon. It's a race to the ball, and South forced to try and clear it. Brookline almost took it back, but instead the Lions managed to kick it up all the way. And that one gets past Christ. Odd man rush here, and Tracy races in, couldn't get her hands on it, but it bounces past everybody. And they called offsides on the Lions. Hall setting up for the free kick. Booted up by Cannon. Race to the ball. Galea takes it, nice move. Pass ahead to Kimbrough, pass back. Not far enough for Galea, but she does deflect it towards the box where it's scooped up by the keeper. Punted in the air, bouncing along. Berkson downs it, Berkson's kick, deflected out of bounds. Throw in from Levy, and Sherwin couldn't keep track of it, out of bounds. Throw in, kick towards midfield, Cannon slices it. Galea tried to down it and ends up getting it out of bounds in Brookline's favor. Throw in from Levy, knocked away. Booted back by Hall, knocked down, and that kick is going to roll out of bounds. Throw in. Scrum for the ball, and ultimately taken by the Lions, number 7. Centering pass booted away by Christ. Now the Lions take it again. Long pass up to 14, tries to send it across, downed by Christ and kicked away. Cannon takes the ball, or does she? It is out of bounds off of Cannon. She thought she didn't touch it, but apparently not the case. Throw in, off ahead, and out of bounds, stays with Newton South. Throw in. And the Lions can't kick that one past the Warriors. They try a pass, and it's deflected away again. Great pressure from the Warriors. Galea, nice pass to Ashley Cherwin. Cherwin leading for Kimbrough. Kimbrough has a chance at this one. Kimbrough still going. Jada Kimbrough, the shot saved by the keeper. Deflecting back and forth, and the Lions take it. Pass upfield. 14's got a lane. Number 14 charging in, fires a shot, and it goes over the crossbar. We are officially in stoppage time here in the first half as another sub comes in for Brookline. And boy, what a lucky break that one was for the Warriors. Checking in now for the first time today, number 33, Anita Vieira Trippa. Free kick from Hall. Deflected and then booted upfield by Cannon. Race to the ball. Galea applying pressure. And now Galea steals it. Pass just gets away from Kimbrough. Number 21 trying to clear. Kimbrough applying forward pressure. And that's going to be a foul called on Kimbrough, I believe. Free kick. Downed by Galea. Kimbrough races in and taps the ball, but it's taken back by the Lions. Ricochets over to Cherwin. Knocked away from Cherwin, taken back by the Lions. Pass goes up to 14. 14's pass booted away by Christ. Deflects. And now booted away. Race to the ball. And they fake out Kimbrough, excuse me. And that is the whistle for halftime. We are scoreless here at the half between Brookline and Newton South. So at this halftime intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number has remained steadily high ever since. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight against hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. You can go online to that same website or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help the pantry feed your community. Once again, brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And remember, you can find all the information you need about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry, down in the description section down below. You'll see that website and phone number I just gave, and you can reference it a little more easily there. But for right now, we are scoreless at half. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan at Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts. I'm going to go off the mic for a bit, but I will be back for the second half of this game. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts, bringing you live coverage of this high school JV girls soccer contest between the hosting Newton South High Lions and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. We are scoreless so far in this one. Both teams have generated a fair amount of scoring chances. I mean, it's been a real back and forth, and it could honestly come down to who finds the back of the net first, if either of them is able to find the back of the net. Looks like Newton South's number 7 will be starting us off. And here we go, start of the second half. Kick is walled down by Ashley Cherwin, tries to pass it up the field, but it's booted away by the Lions. Knocked down by Nye Azzi. Sent up the far side, and it's kicked away by Greta Radke. Throw in for the Lions, and it's out of bounds off Radke again. Another throw in. Sliced into the air. A nice pass, but just barely walled off by Sophia Louis. Booted up by Hazel Rails, but now booted back in by the Lions. Again, Louis, the last line of defense. And I believe they either called a goal kick or a foul. Good defense there by number 6, Sophia Louis. This one booted in the air, knocked down. Lions trying to force their way through, couldn't do it. Brookline trying to get it out as he kicks it upfield, finds Birdie Hawkins. Hawkins tries a pass, it's walled off, but she manages to tap it back. Sliced in the air by Radke. And now kicked further upfield, kicked back. Headed in the air, and a foul is called. This will be a free kick for the Lions. Long kick. And it slices off the side of Christ's foot, but Babette Hall able to clear it, get it up to Hawkins. Hawkins taps it, gets away from Rails as he chases it down, keeps with the ball. As he's still fighting, tries to send a pass back, but nobody's there. 19 kicks it upfield. Hall boots it back. Now number 3 kicks it back the other way. And Meredith Christ knocks that out of bounds. My apologies, I was mispronouncing her last name that whole first half. The Lions boot this one into the box, bouncing, deflecting into the air, and it looks like Eva Berkson managed to force that one out, or maybe that's Ashley Cherwin. They keep forcing it upfield. Hazel Rails applying some forward pressure here. And it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Newton South ball. Throw in, bounces past Louis. She whiffs on a kick there, but gets knocked to the ground and draws a foul. I bet Hall lining up to take the free kick here. Low line drive, deflects along and then booted away. Recovered by Eva Berkson. Berkson's kick is deflected. Berkson staying with it, and the foul is called on Berkson. Free kick across midfield. Ashley Cherwin kicks that one back across midfield, and foul call on Newton South. Hall setting up at around the 42-yard line of the football field. Hall boots it, deflected down and booted away. Now taken by Berkson. Taps a pass back to Radke. Radke's kick is walled off and knocked out of bounds. Brookline ball. Throw into Azzy. Azzy can't stay with it. Taken away by the Lions. Kicked over to the near side. Racing up the near side is number 11. Gains a bit of an edge. Crosser into the box. Whiffed on the kick. Now recovered. Shot. Just wide. An impressive push by the Lions on that play, but still unable to find the back of the net. We are still scoreless. Free kick from Hall. Deflected down. And hard collision on that ball there. And they call the foul on Newton South. So it'll be another kick coming from Hall. Hall boots it. Off ahead the wrong way. Race to the ball. Jada Kimbrough fires. Save! Both keepers have made some excellent plays today to keep this game scoreless. Bouncing along. Lions pushing it upfield. Racing there to scoop it up is Cora Tracy. Thrown into Azzy. Azzy lost track of it, and it's taken away by the Lions. Kick towards the box, and again, scooped up by Tracy. Punted, knocked down, pass to 19, up the field, taken, and kicked away by Hall, but then they get back on the attack. Number 7, running out of room, and lost track of the ball, but they're going to call a corner. I think maybe they're saying that Christ pushed the player into knocking it out of bounds. Lions setting up for the corner kick. Floats in towards the box, deflects off a foot, but walled off by the Brookline defense. I believe that was Hall and Radke. This will be a throw-in now for the Lions. And that one is knocked out of bounds, once again off Radke. Another throw in. Kicked into open space as he clears it out. 21 gets there first and boots it back upfield. Controlled by Radke, pass to Hall. Hall boots it in the air. Bouncing along, Hawkins downs it. Hawkins kicking it up the far sideline, a bit too far for Kimbrough though. And the defender gets there first and draws a foul on Kimbrough. Kicked up field. And now this kick deflects back. Brookline recovers it. Pass to Sherwin, deflected. Now controlled by Azzy. Azzy tries to push it forward, but it's walled off. And now rushing in and knocking it away was Berkson, but again, the Lions try and clear. Sherwin takes it again. Her kick deflected. Berkson now takes it. Pass gets to Kimbrough. Kimbrough tries to pass it along. Oh, loose chance. Rails! Oh, off the bar! Off the hand and off the bar. What an effort by this Newton South keeper. Hazel Rails almost had that one. As that one is lost out of bounds, it'll be Brookline ball. Still just under 30 minutes left here in the second half, and still no score. Throw in to Sherwin. Sherwin kicks it upfield. Race to the ball. Very close race, but it looks like the Lions get there first and boot it out of bounds. Sophia Louis throwing this one in to Hawkins. Hawkins manages to touch it over to Rails. Rails kicks to the middle. Deflected. Hawkins trying to race in. It deflects. And it's going to be no, it's a goal kick. A mass substitution coming in for Newton South now. Number 21 lining up for the goal kick. This one knocked down by Azzy. Rails kicks it up to Hawkins. Rails taps it ahead and Hawkins takes it. Hawkins tries to turn around, but it's knocked away from her. Taken by 8. 8 lost track of it out of bounds. Louis throws it in. Downed by Sherwin, but booted away by 8. Recovered by Christ. Sent back to Hall. Hall tries to send a long pass. It's off the mark. Kicked away by the Lions. Kicked back by Hall. Azzy sends it further upfield. But it's kicked back by the Lions. Number 13 trying to work her way down the far side. Runs out of room. No foul call there as Radke takes it away clean. And now we've got a whistle for a foul on Newton South as they got tangled up trying to stop Berkson from working it upfield. Long kick. Booted back by the Lions. Christ whiffs on that kick. Hall manages to get it away. Pushed upfield by Louis. Rails taps it as he sends it across midfield. It's booted right back by the Lions, but that's going to go out of bounds. Louis throws it in. Knocked back to Louis, who passes it up to Azzy. Azzy, pass to the middle, finds Sherwin. Pass back to Berkson. Further back to Hall. Hall launches it, and that's off the hand. And that will be a free kick for Brookline at midfield. 26.5 minutes still on the clock here in the second half. And we are still scoreless. Hall setting up for the free kick from about the 47. This one floats in, kicked back, and almost launched in by Sherwin. Kimbrough with a kick from out of the air, but that is going to bounce wide. Couple subs checking in now for Brookline. Jada Kimbrough and Hazel Rails check out, and I believe Isabel Galea comes in, as does Julia Sherwin. The goal kick. Lions try and work it upfield, taken back by Sherwin, and she boots it upfield. It's kicked back. Pass it out to the wing. It's sent up to number 5. 5 kicks it up the far sideline. Hall gets there first and boots it, and it's going to sail out of bounds. Throw in. Knocked down. Kicked back and forth, now gets to Sherwin. Ashley Sherwin kicks it upfield, but it's taken back by the Lions. Working down the far side. Galea forces it away, gets it to Radke, who kicks it upfield, but the Lions take it back again. Have it down the far side, try and sending a crosser. Knocked away by Azzi. Give and go down the far side for the Lions. Try to send a leading kick now. Walled off by Hall, but that is going to be a corner kick for Newton South. We haven't had a lot of corners so far today. And when you've got a scoreless tie, every opportunity counts. Into the air it goes, deflects into open space now. Number 3 had it for a second, passes it back to 5. 5 passes up, finds 10. 10 couldn't keep control of it. Now a kick is walled off, and it's cleared out of the box. Now that pass is taken away by Berkson, but Berkson's pass is taken right back. This one deflects into the air. Now kicked away by Radke. Pass across to 3. 3 sends it further back to 2. Cross to 21. Upfield, stolen by Ashley Sherwin. Sherwin collides hard with her defender, but gets the pass over to Julia Sherwin. Lost track of the ball. 3 kicks it away. Louis recovers, passes back to Christ. Christ dribbles, sends a pass, deflects off of Ashley Sherwin upfield. Taken by 2. That one's deflected off Julia Sherwin, taken by Ashley Sherwin, kicked upfield, now sliced into the air. Bouncing, and it's taken by Hawkins. Hawkins gets tripped up cleanly, and it's kicked away. Kicked right back by Christ. And a hard collision looking for the ball there, and they call the foul on Newton South. Oh, but the foul call actually going the other way. .21 lining up for the free kick for the Lions. Just over 22 minutes left in the second half, still scoreless. 21 boots it, bouncing along. Hall kicks it right back. Knocked down, booted along by Ashley Sherwin, recovered now by Galea. Galea trying to dribble through, sends a pass down the far side for Hawkins. Hawkins fires, it's saved but dropped, and the keeper falls on it before Galea can get there. Punted. Kicked along. Number 10 now with the ball. Working her way down the far side. But cut off by Radke, passed back to Hall. Oh, that clearing kick went right to a Lion. Shot misses wide. Boy, how many close shaves on both sides can we get? Some subs on both sides. For Brookline, Jada Kimbrough comes back in for Julia Cherwin. Hall boots it, deflects. Now Ashley Cherwin kicks it up to Hawkins, tapped back to Cherwin. Cherwin brings it across midfield. Cherwin still going. Cherwin still racing with it, finally kicked away by the Lions' defense. And they keep it in bounds and send it back across midfield. Booted back by Hall. Off ahead. Taken by the Lions. Pass up is knocked away by Louis. Goes to Azzy. Azzy dribbling. Kicks it upfield. It's deflected, and that's going to go out of bounds. That'll be Brookline ball. Sub coming in for Brookline. We are at the midway point here in the second half. 20 minutes left. Nye Azzy replaced by Lila Cannon. Throw in from Louis. Goes to Hawkins. Hawkins passes back to Cherwin. Cherwin tries to kick it towards the box. Walled off by 21. And booted back across midfield. Knocked back by Christ. Now 16 boots it. Walled off by Louis this time. Louis pops it in the air. Racing along, Hawkins might have a chance. Birdie Hawkins charging in, lost her footing. Oh, but I think they called the foul in the box. Birdie Hawkins, a great read on that high bounce and just stayed with that ball no matter how much interference there was, and it allowed her to draw the foul. So now Brookline with a chance on the penalty kick. Jada Kimbrough lining up for the penalty kick. Shot is in! Jada Kimbrough breaks the scoreless tie. Brookline now leads Newton South 1-0 here in the 62nd minute. Credit that goal on the PK to Jada Kimbrough with, I would say, an unofficial assist by Birdie Hawkins for drawing that foul in the box. Now the fabric of the game changes completely as the Lions trying to go on the attack. As this kick is bouncing along and is scooped up by Tracy. Punted by Tracy, bouncing along off the head of a Lion. And kicked by Cannon, but taken back by Newton South. Going down the near side, number 8 turns, sends one in, and it's booted out by Cherwin, but recovered by the Lions. Tapped back to 16. 16 dribbling around, sends a pass that goes off the back of 9, and is taken by Hawkins. Hawkins boots it across midfield. It's a race to the ball, and it's finally booted out of bounds by Newton South. Good forward pressure by Galea. Throw in. Deflecting back and forth, and that's going to be a foul against Brookline. And this will be another free kick for Newton South. And a timeout is called by Newton South. 1-0, the Brookline lead off a huge PK goal by number 3, Jada Kimbrough. Benefiting off the great hustle around the box by Birdie Hawkins to draw that foul in the box. $16:49 is what it reads on the game clock here at Newton South High School. And boy, you talk about all the great scoring chances that both teams have had. But now for Newton South, as you're now trailing, as you now desperately need that one goal to go in, you know, the level of disappointment and frustration at those missed shots can really be exacerbated. Free kick coming from the Lions out of the timeout. Booted across midfield, deflected down, and passed back to Christ. Christ launches it, goes off ahead, recovered for a second by Berkson, and then 13 scrumming for it with Galea, but Galea manages to take it. Pass to the middle. Now sending a leading pass. Kimbrough applying pressure, but the Lions pass out of it. Number 8 across midfield, cut off by Ashley Sherwin. And Louis cannot get the favorable deflection. It will be Newton South ball. 10 throws it in. Gets over everybody, and it's going to be scooped up by Tracy. Tracy punts it, headed down. It's knocked loose and taken back by the Lions. They kick it upfield. Christ kicks it back. Recovered. Kimbrough applying pressure and takes the ball away. 16 tries to kick it away, and it goes out of bounds. Throw in to Cannon. Cannon taps it back to Hall, who kicks it upfield. Taken by Kimbrough. Kimbrough now sends it out to the far side, finds her target. Passed back. Berkson lifts it. Walled and kicked away, but Berkson takes it back for a second and now taken by 16. 16 kicks it up the far side, booted right back. Battle for the ball, and it's kicked away by the Lions. Tracked down by Hall and booted back to the other side. And now that kick is going to go out of bounds. Radke throws it in to Berkson. Berkson trying to dribble with it, gets it up to Sherwin. Sherwin lost track of it, but out of the scrum, Hawkins kicks it up the far side. 21 kicks it back upfield all the way to 13. Scrumming with Radke, manages to get a kickoff. It deflects. Taken out of the open field by the Lions. Number 8 trying to work down the near side. Number 8 still racing. Sends in the crosser. And Tracy comes in and snags it. That was almost a dangerous defensive lapse by Brookline as no one was covering those strikers on the back end, but luckily for Brookline, that crosser did not land in the exact spot it needed to, and Tracy was able to swoop in and take it herself. We've now got a foul called on Brookline. We've got just under 13 minutes left in this contest. Brookline leading Newton South 1-0. 21 the kick. It's walled. It's being scrummed for. And another foul is called. And it's against Brookline again. Big chance for Newton South here. A free kick from the 20-yard line. It's going to be a tough angle for the kicker, but it's going to be a tough watch for Cora Tracy. They tap it, they send the kick, and that's going to go over the bar again. You know, one factor I hadn't even thought until right now to take into account is that the goalie on the right side has been staring into the sun all day. As this kick deflects, Lions trying to make the push. Staying with it, going down the far side. And that kick is going to go out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick. A mass of subs coming in now for Newton South as they get ready to take this corner kick. This one booted towards the box, off ahead, into space, booted away, but still in the box. A shot, saved by Tracy. A chaotic scene there in the box, but ultimately it ends with another save by Cora Tracy. Cannon kicks it upfield, taken back by the Lions. Give and go pass, broken up. And broken up again by Berkson. Berkson now boots it upfield, deflects off 12. Berkson races in, but it gets deflected. Now Cannon launches it. Long leading kick, race to the ball. Knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be Brookline ball deep in the Newton South end. This is Trippa throwing this one in. Deflects back to Trippa. Trippa sends in a crosser, headed away by the Lions. Off another head it goes. And now booted across midfield, taken by Christ. Christ kicks it, finds Berkson. Kicked upfield again, but it's walled off this time by the Lions, and they boot it across midfield, and that's going to bounce out of bounds. It's going to be Brookline ball again. Some more subs coming in on both sides. For Brookline, Nye Azzi comes in, replacing Lila Cannon. Anita Vieira Trippa throws it in. Sherwin rolls a slow pass, but Azzi does take it. Sends it up the near side, and it's booted away by the Lions. Deflects off Christ and out of bounds. Less than 9 minutes left in this game, and that was a temporary bit of confusion. Number 3 throws it in. Bouncing along number 7. Fighting for it, it's forced out of bounds by Christ. Throw in. Deflects off Chris' head the wrong way, and now kicked out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner. Lions setting up for the corner kick. Number 11 sends this one towards the box. Off the head the wrong way. Race to the ball. It goes out of bounds. Newton South ball. Oh no, a foul called on Brookline, so it's a free kick. Again, into the box it goes. Again, off the header wrong way. Now a header flex through. Almost kicked away by Kimbrough, but now it's back in the box. Brookline trying desperately to clear it out again, and that boot is going to go through the uprights. Way over the bar. Hall kicks it. Goes off ahead the wrong way, and now a race to the ball. And Turnin had it for a second, but then kicked out of bounds by the Lions. Throw in. Passed back and deflected out of bounds off the kick from Radke. Throw in, off ahead and out of bounds. Another throw in. Bouncing along, kicked away, and again out of bounds, Brookline ball. And this works for Brookline because running out the clock works in their favor with the lead. As again, this goes out of bounds and stays Brookline ball. Less than 6 minutes left in this contest. Throw in, off ahead. Kicked away, back to Hall. Hall boots it upfield, deflected and kicked back by the Lions. Lions trying to work it up the near side, but getting there first is Trippa. Trippa slices it, but it's taken by Azzy. Azzy turns around, sends it back to Trippa. Trippa tries to send it off upfield, goes off of 19. Trippa heads it again. Another deflection into the air, and Kimbrough boots it high. Knocked down. Now booted towards midfield. Off ahead. Headed down. And off to the races down the far side. Lions trying to gain the edge here. Send it in, and that's going to be out of bounds. And it's going to be a goal kick. We are officially in stoppage time. The clock frozen at 5 minutes. Only the officials know how much time we have left, and we'll only know once we hear the triple whistle. Kick walled off by 19. 7 trying to fight through, but gets sandwiched between a couple defenders. Loose ball recovered by 11, launches a shot, but it's taken off one hop by Tracy. Tracy punts it. Deflects in the air. Taken back by the Lions, charging in, firing a kick. It's walled off by Christ. Now deflects, big chance. The Lions charging in, shot. That one is in for the equalizer. The Lions tie it up in stoppage time. So now, again, completely different game. All knotted up at 1 apiece. Christ boots this one upfield, off the head of 3. 19 now takes it. Tries a pass, walled off by Trippa. Trippa manages to get it up to Azzy. Azzy now kicks it upfield. Kimbrough's got some room. Jada Kimbrough turns around with it, fakes. Charging in, Kimbrough still dribbling with it, but lost track of it and it was taken away. And I guess they called a foul on Brookline? Maybe offsides? I don't know. Free kick for the Lions. Bouncing along. Scrum for the ball. Goes back to Hall. Hall's kick taken by 11. 11 tries a crosser, but it's walled off by Hall and booted out of bounds. 3 throws it in off the head of 7, and that's just going to go out of bounds, and that will be a goal kick. Substitution coming in for Brookline. Hall boots it, deflecting several which ways. Cherwin manages to tap it to Azzy. Azzy turns around, kicks it towards the middle, knocked away by the Lions. Number 7 with it now. Fights through Christ, makes a pass, broken up, and it's going to roll out of bounds. And it's a goal kick. Newton South let it roll out of bounds because they thought for sure they were going to get a corner, but in fact it is a goal kick. Hall boots it. Downed. Kicked upfield. Radke is just going to watch this one roll out of bounds. Throw in up the far side. Deflects out of bounds. Stays with Brookline. Throw in off ahead. Kicked upfield by Hall, and there is the triple whistle. The final score here at Newton South High School in Newton, Massachusetts. The Brookline Warriors 1, the Newton South Lions 1. Brookline's lone goal coming on the penalty kick from Jada Kimbrough off a penalty drawn in the box by Bertie Hawkins. Well, that is going to do it for this broadcast. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. If you got anything to say, feel free to say it in the comment section down below. Also, go down below to the description section where you can find all the information you need about the Brookline Food Pantry. Find their website and phone number and find out how you can help feed your community. In the bottom right corner of the screen, you can see the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance sportscasting services that I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Below that, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com. If you just want to contact me directly with any questions or requests. And then below that, the URL to my Instagram account, instagram.com/jgms88. Follow me on Instagram where I post highlights from previous live streams. But that's going to do it. From Newton South High School, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.